Hello, hello. So, welcome and welcome back. How about some idioms today? And maybe some idioms about water. There are a lot of idioms using the word water in them, and this is just going to be a few. I tried to choose some that are reasonably common and that you can do your best to try to include them in some of your speech. So let's see, what are they? To walk on water, water under the bridge, to be blown out of the water, doesn't hold water, uncharted waters, and high waters or floods. So, what are these? So, to walk on water, it's like saying that this is for a person, the ability to do something really amazing or maybe even impossible. It is a reference to the Bible and Jesus walking on water. I can't believe she got that guy to buy the car. I think she can walk on water. So this is saying that the customer who bought the car, maybe he was a difficult customer. So the fact that she was able to do this was really like a wow kind of moment. Water under the bridge. No, we're not really under a bridge when we're talking about this. Water under the bridge is some kind of previous, unpleasant or bad thing from the past. And this is a way to say that because it's in the past and it's finished, it's behind us, that okay, we don't need to worry about it anymore. It's water under the bridge, we can continue. So our argument was last year. It's water under the bridge now, so don't worry about this argument anymore. To be blown out of the water. This is connected to competition, maybe used a lot in sports. And this is to be defeated in a big, huge way. Can also be used in a context of not only sports competition, but maybe business competition, like sales targets or profits, something like that. The other team lost by 40 points. They were definitely blown out of the water. Doesn't hold water. This is saying that some argument or a position that you take is not supported by facts or data, that is just maybe just a bunch of nonsense. Many of his comments don't hold water. Why? Well, he watches too much news from Fox. If you have ever heard about Fox News, that's why I made that example. Uncharted Waters. This, I'm sure it originally comes from sailing or boating, and it's this idea that something that's uncharted has not been explored previously. So, and it also has the feeling of being potentially dangerous, just like a sailor going to a part of the sea or some unknown body of water. You don't know what dangers are there because you've never been there before. A digital currency was totally uncharted waters just a few years ago. It could have been a big disaster investing your money. High waters or floods. This is actually connected to fashion. Specifically, it's a style of pants or trousers that are too short. So there's some ankle exposed. His high waters show his ankles and his socks. All right, so moving on. Oh, and by the way, floods. If you don't know the word flood, flood is when there's a lot of rain and maybe a river overflows. So the water goes into a city or a town or a village, and that is a flood. So that's also why it's a reference to these trousers, that it's like you're preparing for higher water in the street. And to continue with this idea, so here's an example of these this fashion. It's quite trendy now, but in the past, these high waters or these floods, they were worn not for the purpose of being fashionable, but to be honest, they were, well, worn because someone just couldn't buy the correct length of trouser. And here's a question I just found online. Why is the current style for men to wear pants that are floods? Too short. That's something for you to Google. And lastly here, this is a good example of a difference between British and American English. Pants for a British person, that's actually underwear. For me, an American, when I talk about pants, it's trousers or slacks. So that's very funny for British people to hear Americans talk about pants all the time, because we're not talking about our underwear, but it's funny for them. Okay, and one more thing, let's have a quick quiz with our phrases. Little alien. What does that have to do with water? Well, we'll see. So, number 1, what? Aliens live next door to you because you saw a green light? What you said doesn't hold water. That just doesn't make sense. You've got no facts to back this up. Opening an office in that area is, we'd be there alone. Opening an office in that area is Uncharted Waters. We'd be there alone. Maybe it's risky. That loss was embarrassing. They really got blown out of the water. Wearing is really trendy these days. Wearing high waters or wearing floods is really trendy these days. No worries, that was last week. Let's move on. It's water under the bridge. All right, I hope this was helpful. You learned some new idioms today and some fun ones. And really they're quite useful and practical to use. So as usual, I'll ask you to give a little like to this video, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links here on the page, and subscribe so you can get all the latest videos from me. All right, thanks a lot, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.